A couple of months ago, we ranked this particular GA2100 as the number one variant to get. However, when we finally got it, it just made me the most ignorant person in the history of reviewing G-Shocks. This video is partly brought to you by SKX Mod. The GA2100 is kind of a big deal now for G-Shock. If the 5600 series is Casio's Batman, the 2100 is the brand's more eccentric Robin. It's cool, it's hip, and it's definitely not square. The comfort and reliability of the Casio is well documented, rendering this wrist shot as unnecessary. But hey, seeing your skin under that band feels pretty awesome. But if you ever get tired of this fun feature, you can always get an aftermarket case to land yourself in the favors of many middle-aged pseudo-watch aficionados. Jelly resin case or flex-plated steel, the GA2100 has versatility as its middle name. But not all aftermarket parts are created equal. Despite what common knowledge may dictate, not all these mod parts come from the same factory in China. SKX Mods, however, brings along the class and premiumness to these aftermarket parts. G-Shock sold separately out of the box, the Casio kit comes with its tools, pins, screws, and bands to ensure your latest Instagram model is ready for its photoshoot. And when you're done with all that, you can easily pick up the OG parts and throw it right back into action. I bought both the digital model and the summer iridescent variant in the same order. This is when reality slapped me in the face. Despite ranking it my number one, I found that the iridescent version more fun to wear. Don't get me wrong, this is one very cool model. The two-tone color applied to the jelly smoke resin is amazing to look at. It delivers what I thought it would do, a dimensionality between the layers of color and material. The polished buckle, the frosted ring keeper, and translucent effect on the band displays a unique blend of visual taste. This you can observe from a couple of feet away. But look closer and it will give you a few more things to enjoy. The purple print on this resin is actually a sparkly array of color pigments. This is a multi-angled application that's predominantly purple that also shines a subtle green on certain angles. I swear the green is there, it's just hard to get it on camera. The pattern is called Digital Glitch. This is a reference to the horizontal lines by a digital screen when disturbed by a graphical error. This pattern appears to float over your skin while having a shiny exterior radiance. If the summer rainbow Casio personifies the summer spirit, this collection embodies the techno elegance of the night. The same kind of layering effect is also delightfully applied on the case. The layer of gloss is clearly shining over this horizontal pattern, and below it are the beautiful shadows created from the light above. So with just the slightest of wrist rolls, a number of light effects can be observed. While the party is on the outside, the dial inside is a typical 2100 affair. Everything is here, starting from the complaint-ridden negative display to the contentious partial subdial. Don't ask me why Wednesdays and Fridays have different colors because I have no answer for that. The overall impression is really very positive. Whether you're looking at it under controlled lighting like our studio or outside in broad daylight, this 2100 model delivers just the right amount of colors while guising itself as a black G-Shock. The blacked out display still needs some LED assistance, a major flaw considering many of the functions appear inside it. But that's okay. No YouTuber out there will tell you that this is a must-have and it's the number one on their list, right? Well, it's a humbling lesson in ownership. On its own, this 2100 NN is a fun and cool variant. But sometimes you just have to wear it first before making any bold claims. In this very specific case, a more colorful variant just happened to steal the spotlight. But sometimes it's bad to be cool, and it's good to be wrong. I would still recommend getting this GA2100NN, the Digital Glitch, because it's really a cool watch, plus it's limited edition, so it might be gone before you know it. Special thanks to SKX Mods for providing us some of the well, ironically, G-Shock mods, and we're going to review some of their aftermarket parts in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. We're also going to highlight some of your comments from the previous GMB 2100 video. JB writes, the lack of sapphire glass is disappointing. That is very true. For someone who would like to pay upwards to $500 for a G-Shock, we would be expecting a sapphire crystal, but don't be disappointed because the crystals of G-Shocks are quite resilient regardless. Dan Rai says, I'll stick with my all-white Casio. Yes, that's how I say it. Okay. And that's also I'm going to try and say it from now on. Casio, not Casio Oak. Casio. Because it kind of makes sense. And lastly, Mike says, modded plastic version isn't full metal though. Many people are forgetting that the full metal versions are also full metal structure inside. For example, the GA2100 is resin/plastic. GM2100 is everything what the GA is, just with a metal bezel on top. Full metal version is a full metal inside, outside. That's why it's so heavy and sturdy and also pricey. Screw back, solar, Bluetooth on top of that makes that price. It's the finishing and look and build and quality. Someone making a stainless steel bezel versus the brand with a strict QC and know-how where parts are manufactured within micrometers. Are you willing to pay for the difference and exclusivity? I would. Smashing the metal bezel and bracelet on the GA version won't give you that full metal experience from the original product. And that is true. That is one of the things that we tend to overlook when it comes to these metal G-Shocks, that their whole structure, even the inside, is completely redesigned, and in this case, a completely different build. It's also the same with my AWM 500, wherein the case is slightly smaller because that's what makes the watch sturdier compared to its plastic counterpart, because that's just how metals work. The more compact it is, the more resilient it is to shock and the more resistant to wear and tear. Now, if you're willing to pay for that extra or even double the price of plastic version, and that's up to you, and it really could be justified as such. Plus the finishing, I've experienced that firsthand. The finishing of Casio and their G-Shock metal lines are completely different compared to aftermarket parts that you could buy elsewhere. It is a much more refined and a much more finessed and crisp finish compared to the other mass-produced aftermarket parts. So there you have it. Comment down below and let me know if you are still going to buy or get this GA2100NN. However, do not be disappointed because the Hardlex, or it's not, wait a minute, Hardlex, that's Seiko, right?